Okay, welcome back to this week's edition of the BarroomBlitz.com. I'm Jim Casey. I got Glenn Cheeks Keller. We're talking sports. We're talking stuff like we've never seen before.
Never seen before.
Never done this before.
No.
All right, we're going to run through the NFL. We'll start off.
Stay in the East, all right?
Stay in the East.
That powerhouse team.
Cowboys.
21-0, and they come
against
back.
the Rams. Who was starting quarterback for the Rams?
Austin Davis, a walk-on from somewhere. I forget where.
Quakertown High?
Hey, look, Rams, TD, 8-minute drive. They took the ball right off the bat on an 8-minute drive.
Oh, man.
But you know what? It prevailed because I see a lot of stars in the second half of that, in the second quarter, third quarter.
DeMarcus Murray went off.
And it's still it was 30, you know, they still came back with another touchdown to make it 34-31, but
they were sweating it out, boy.
They are what they are. They're not in the upper echelon. They're not in the Eagles. If you're looking at the East, all right. I mean, you got Seattle. You know, you got San Fran.
Or the NFC, you're talking. You're looking at the NFC.
NFC, yeah. I'm sorry. You got Seattle.
You got New
San
Orleans.
Fran, New Orleans, who doesn't look very good at all.
Arizona,
who managed to beat Seattle, all right, and they crushed the Niners.
Right.
And then you got the Eagles, right?
Boom.
Dallas is down there, and you know, you want to go, let's talk about the Giants. They managed to dominate a game. All right, Victor Cruz woke up.
Eli Manning had 2 touchdowns. Rashard Jennings, 176 yards. That's some ground and pound.
Well, you knew they had some talent on that offensive line because they ran the ball real good last year.
Right. They just had to find a running back.
Yeah, they got a running back.
That's the big thing. They had to find a running back.
You know, I mean, I don't know if they stopped, but they actually, with Eli Manning, were having him lead with his other foot than he usually.
Well, you know what? They changed his whole offense. Like the first game, he's using hand signals all of a sudden, and the one receiver's not even looking back, and he's getting the single.
Yeah.
So Eli Manning checks 1-2 and then throws it this way. The guy's wide open. He hits him in the back of the head. You know, but he finally got on the move for Victor Cruz. Got to do his cha-cha or whatever, his merengue in the end zone.
They'll get it together right to play the Eagles in Dallas just to get.
Well, you know what's missing with the Giants too is they won those years with Eli not having to make the mistakes, and he's been making a lot.
Well,
and that front four, they don't have that front four.
Well, the front four is not there.
It's decimated.
I
don't know anybody on that team now.
They're all ones in Oakland
and
doing well out there because Oakland's eating it up. I want to talk about another NFC game, Carolina. I do not understand this, and I'm going to tell you what.
They look bad.
There's this show on ESPN, and it was on at 9 o'clock, and it has to do with Colin Cowherd, right?
Yeah, his new football show.
I don't know. I just watched him. He's talking to a guy that was a bookie, all right, and he says what the bookie likes. And they took the Steelers, and Cowherd says there's no way the Steelers are going to beat the Panthers. Well, 37-19, all right?
They whooped them. They whooped them. Big Ben had 2 touchdowns. Le'Veon Bell had 147 yards.
I know. Might be a show you want to watch if you kind of like to throw the money around.
Ooh.
But not loud.
Yeah, you can throw it around.
Throw it around.
No, I don't throw it around. I don't condone gambling.
Well, I don't, because I lose.
I lose too. I am a loser.
I don't understand this Panther team, who won a division.
Yeah, Cam Newton was still a little banged up. I think a little chippy. Their running backs went down last night though. They got down. They had to end up with Tolbert was their last guy.
Tolbert was running for him, the guy from San Diego. Yeah, the big bowling.
Yeah, the big guy. And then he got banged up. He twisted his ankle or his knee at the end there too.
No way.
Because D'Angelo Williams is hurt, and I forget
D'Angelo
Stewart.
Williams.
There's a Stewart on the team.
Jonathan Stewart.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Well, he's hurt every year.
Yeah, but even D'Angelo Williams gets hurt. Yeah, so you fantasy guys drop him.
Another game you want to go the Packers. I don't understand that game.
Where's Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is in the middle of the pack. He's behind Romo in efficiency. Stafford throws 246 yards with 2 interceptions. Who the hell scored for the Lions?
I don't know. Was Megatron?
Bush scored. Megatron didn't have a touchdown. Well, here's a defensive touchdown.
They got rid of their kicker. He must have missed a few because they signed Alex Henry.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Eddie Lacy tackled in the end zone. Eddie Lacy ends up with nothing, big fantasy owners. Well, that must have been a horrible game to watch. I'm going to tell you right now. Starks was running the ball more than Lacy.
Who did have the touchdowns? They had Reggie Bush had a touchdown.
Defensive touchdown and Reggie Bush, so that's 14 and
couple
What did they
kicks.
have? 19. Well, no, they had a safety.
Okay.
14, and then 3, the field goal. That's
and he must have missed some because he got cut.
Seven. In the first quarter, they were shut out the second, third, and fourth.
That's unbelievable.
It really is, and I really thought they were going to be like a
powerhouse.
One of the teams that would go.
All right, let's keep going with. Let's see, we got any.
Well, we got Minnesota and New Orleans.
New Orleans, that's a sleeper. Drew Brees came awake. They slammed him, and he woke up. And
that was a
started
horrible game, dude.
He did that. They got suplexed.
So it comes up 13-0, and Minnesota dicks around and makes it 13-9, and then he scores a late.
No, Adrian Peterson. We had to bring that stuff up. No,
I'm
we
not
heard
talking
enough.
about
they heard enough
any
of that
of you
stuff.
wife beaters, kid whackers. I'm not talking about you. Chris Carter, and that we'll get into beefs later, has totally pissed me off with that situation.
How about Thursday night's game? Atlanta playing the biggest smackdown I've ever seen. That was an embarrassment for an NFL franchise.
Well, I'm glad.
56-0.
It was actually worse than when Chicago beat the shit out of Dallas last year. They couldn't stop them. They couldn't. Tampa Bay
56-14 over Tampa Bay. New coach. Lovie Smith, he's not even like a new coach, though. Like, how bad is it?
Sims was bragging up Lovie Smith's defense.
Yeah.
And, hey, I tell you what, there's a team nobody's talking about, Atlanta, and they're putting numbers up.
Yes.
And New Orleans, I'm sure they had that. I mean, they beat Tampa Bay. I forget who they beat. I don't know who they beat. Atlanta. They did beat one good team.
Mm-hmm.
See, now we have the computer here, and I can click on it and find out.
You can click.
See that? Because I am just a professional. Oh, they beat New Orleans, right? 37-34
Who's
to
that?
start the game. Atlanta.
Oh, yeah,
And
beat them overtime.
They lost to Cincinnati. They had 2 tough games.
And Cincinnati's a good team.
And then they got Minnesota, New York, and then Chicago. It's
Yeah,
probably
they'll run.
Monday night.
They'll
'cause
run on.
All Chicago does play is Monday
They'll
night,
run.
right?
Yeah.
So, all right, what do you want to go to?
Say Arizona. How about Arizona? 23-14. I mean, now we mentioned it in our original one, 23-14 over the San Fran 49ers.
Well, a game that I thought was going to be a great
Stanton,
game.
the backup quarterback, is Carson Palmer. Might be finished. Nerve damage or something.
I think he has brain damage, all right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen a guy have more injuries. That was a horrible game in its own, too, there. I mean, letdowns. Well, you know, San Fran's up 14-3, 14-6 at halftime.
Right,
and then they
Stanton
managed
throws
to
a couple
put up
touchdowns.
They managed to put up a big goose egg in the third and fourth quarter again.
Yeah.
All right, and you know, Josh Brown gets 2 field goals, and who is that? Chandler Costello kicked a 35-yard field goal. I wonder why another guy.
Josh Brown is John Brown's a receiver.
It's a touchdown.
It's a rookie.
2
rookie
touchdowns
receiver.
for John Brown.
Rookie receiver.
You're John Brown. Wasn't that in the Titans? You're John Brown.
John Brown behind.
All right.
Cincinnati, hot team, 3-0, 33-7.
Get hot now.
Andy Dalton caught a touchdown. They're all worried about that one.
But it's confirmed the Titans suck because Dallas beat them.
Yes.
Okay, so
Baltimore beats the Cleveland Browns 23-21 on the last second field goal.
The Cleveland Browns are a pretty good team this year. They're kind of just like
they're hanging. They're developing.
They're gonna fall. Terrence West, nice running back. Nobody even knew who was there. Fantasy guys are eating.
Kansas City 34-15. Alex Smith got sacked 5 times in the game. Still scores 34 points.
How is that? I mean, there's another one. Somebody liked Miami earlier in the year.
Right.
They were going to be something. Wrong again, Mr.
Wrong,
Keller.
but that was the first win for the Chiefs. Why did you think Miami was going to be something?
Well, I thought they had some. They upset it. They beat New Orleans too. Miami.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill.
San
Diego Chargers. Phillip Rivers is it his year? 22-10 over Buffalo.
Buffalo, who was 2-0, thinking they had something. Rivers beat the Bills. They beat Seattle, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I don't know. How about that squad?
2 big wins in Buffalo too. To travel across the country. That's a big win.
See, you can't let them wear their white on the road. That's the problem.
Oh, all right. New England, ugly game, 16-9.
There's problems.
Are they done?
There's problems.
I think it's done. The run's over.
It's happened. Wow. Gronk looks like he's running in sand.
Yeah,
he's slower than Witten. I want to race him.
Kicker had 3 field goals. Gradikowski.
What else we got?
All right, well, we got the Colts. Andrew Luck, 4 touchdowns, 44-17 over Jacksonville. It's not like a huge win, but
all of a sudden,
kind of get his win, though. He had to get his first win because they were 0-2.
All of a sudden, the Colts decide to play football.
Well, Jacksonville's horrible. That's a walking pad.
The Chargers.
Jacksonville's going to move to L.A. soon enough. All right, then the big game, 26-20, overtime.
Great game.
return, the Super Bowl rematch.
Great game.
Next one, steel cage. We put the steel cage. Third time, you got to put the steel cage around them and let them go.
Well,
but
I'll tell you what. Let me read some numbers here. Who it sounds like, who it reminds you of here in the tackles. Back in our fantasy day when we had guys who tackled. Brian Cushing, right? Oh, did I pass it?
Yeah, passing
it. Where is he? Oh, who's Brian Cushing play for? He plays for the wrong team. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I screwed up. That was Houston. He had 17 tackles. But
wow.
Yeah, 17 tackles. But look
That's
at Von
Ray
Miller.
Lewis.
7 tackles, 3 solo. 1 sack, 1
9
deflection.
tackles over here.
11. Wagner, that's a Seattle guy. Yeah, that's right. I had the wrong guy. I thought Cushing played for Denver.
All right, well, why don't we grab a quick Bud Light? We'll be back with some more Barroom Blitz.
.com.